Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we're discussing a classical early revival Blancpain 50 Fathoms. This is the 50 Fathoms Air Command, and it uses the 40.3 millimeter case size. It's roughly 40.3, 40.5 by my calipers. That first debuted when Blancpain revived its classical sports watch in 1998, but unlike the dive watches, this watch channels the rare vintage 50 Fathoms Air Command Chronograph, a timepiece that is a flyback in stainless steel. It wears more easily on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist than the subsequent 45 millimeter revival models that bowed in 2007. So on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, the watch is 40.3 to 40.5 as I measure it. It's not a thick watch either. 13.3 millimeters thick. It's only about half a millimeter thicker than a Rolex Submariner and about 1 millimeter thicker than a Rolex Daytona. A couple of ways to measure this watch. From lug to lug, obviously, there's the actual case size, which is 46 millimeters lug to lug. But then if you include the end links of the X71 bracelet, it spans a still reasonable 49.9, but it does have a much more imposing stance across the wrist with the bracelet. The timepiece features 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs, and you can see, unlike later 50 Fathoms iterations, this one features holes in the lugs for use of your strap tool. So it's a watch that matches quite naturally with the strap and makes swapping just a little bit easier. The X71 has long been one of the best bracelets in the industry, both for its fit, finish, and tolerance, as well as its comfort. So you can see the interlocking links in profile. That is state-of-the-art in machining technology. To keep all of this fluid and comfortable while still maintaining such tight tolerances is virtuosity in metalwork. You will note that there are staggered link alignment, staggered link size, polished and satin finished elements, and then in profile you can see that the removable links are fixed by screws, a high quality arrangement that makes sizing easy at home. There is a twin fold deployant, and as you can see, JB 1735 on the outside, the twin trigger system ensuring that this one can't accidentally pop open, and not all X71s have featured trigger deployant action, so I really appreciate the fact that here on a large, heavy, and expensive sports watch, we do have the security of those triggers, and it's not simply a friction fit system. You have to press both to release, and it's nicely finished internally with all high polish. Jump into the case, you can see it's much like the current day 5015, but it is just more compact. It still has that sharp break between lug and case band, all of high polish with a little bit of a bowl shape. Turn it all over, you can see there's a crown as well as chronograph pushers that are all screw down, and the watch is 200 meters water resistant, so it does feature diveable depth. The bezel is an interesting arrangement as it features relieved numerals on top of a media blasted base. Action is precise, as you can see, and the loom is spectacular. You can see it even with the lights on in my light box. What I like about the relieved numerals and the blasted base is that they are less susceptible to scratching through anodized coatings than what was, at the time this watch was made, the conventional anodized aluminum insert. So the relieved look is upscale and it stays that way. The dial base, which you can see is a combination of satin finishes and gloss, features sub-registers. There is a date with a quick set. There is a flyback chronograph system, so you do not necessarily have to stop this chronograph to reset it. Simply push the trigger down at 4 o'clock, it resets and it restarts. This is excellent for timing events in rapid succession, and since you can see there is a 30-minute chronograph register, it's very helpful to have this bezel, which is calibrated to 60 minutes, so you can time something between 1 hour, which the chronograph can do, and 30 minutes, which the chronograph can do, but anything between 30 and 60, you've got the bezel for that, or you can time 2 concurrent events. Underneath the solid case back, you're going to have to take my word for it, but a handsomely finished Blancpain Frederic Piguet F-1135. It's based on the 1185 automatic column wheel vertical clutch chrono, and it has all the same basic underlying features. It is a movement with automatic winding, unidirectional action for greater efficiency, a 21/6 beat rate, a 40-hour power reserve, both a vertical clutch for smooth engagement and, if you wish, continuous running with no danger to the chronograph, and a column wheel for crisp actuation you can feel and hear. It's a more expensive way to tune and build a chrono compared to a cam system. This is a remarkable 37 jewel movement that is adjusted in 5 positions like a chronometer and handsomely finished. All of the finishing would hold up against some of the best in the industry, and I mean, the run-of-the-mill watch from Jaeger-LeCoultre or Audemars Piguet struggles to keep up with the quality of the finish of this F185. Again, take my word for it, I've seen what's inside these watches, I know. It's as beautiful on the inside as it is on the outside. You can see this handsome and eminently wearable 40.5mm 50 Fathoms Air Command and make it yours on thewatchbox.com. Blancpain 50 Fathoms Air Command by night. Note the loomed sub-registers, as well as the chronograph seconds hand.